What's going on with food in America? Every restaurant's using cheaper ingredients, sewer shrimp, coming mainly from Asia, which I won't eat anymore. Another person I know almost died from sushi over the weekend. Don't eat it. It's poison, garbage, filth, garbage. Don't ever eat sushi again. Why is it that chicks and hippies love sushi? What is it, like a religious experience to sit there with chopsticks and show how un-American they are? I mean, I ate that polluted garbage for years. Don't eat sushi ever again. Take it from Uncle Mike. Take it from Uncle Mike. Never eat raw fish again, okay? And I'll give you all the reasons. Little thready worms that go into your gut and burrow into the walls of your gut. You have no idea what you're eating. You have no idea what you're doing to your body with this concept of raw food. Perhaps one of the most foolish roads the American hippie has gone down. Raw food. I'm getting enzymes I don't get from cooked food. Enzymes. They all know enzyme. They don't know what an enzyme looks like. Chemical enzyme. They heard the word enzyme in a book that written by some crackpot. Raw food. Everything raw. Well, let me tell you something. As a trained anthropologist, there's a very important book, now that I'm on a diversion, because I wanted to get off that track for a moment, written a long time ago by Claude Lévi-Strauss, the great anthropologist, called The Raw and the Cooked. And he wrote, in The Raw and the Cooked, that the dividing line between civilization and a primitive lifestyle was cooked food. When man discovered fire, he wasn't initially cooking food. He was eating his food raw. He was a caveman. And then when man learned to cook food, that was the beginning of civilization. So whichever way you turn in our society, you see a turn back towards almost the atavistic, the animal level of society. It's a turn back socially, politically, educationally, on a cuisine level. Everyone seems to be not knowing which way they're going. And they don't understand that sometimes progress takes you to hell, not to the other place. And so in the short and long of it, I mean, I can give you the reasons to never eat sushi again. Most of the fish that you're getting in sushi is B and C grade fish that is no doubt got some small amounts of nematodes or worms in them. Why would you eat food like that? When I go to a restaurant and I order fish, every idiot who comes out of a cooking school gives you fish now that's pink in the middle. And I tell the waiter, I want no pink. Do you understand that I want it cooked? And sometimes they'll argue with you and they'll say, well, that's the way the chef prepares it. I say, well, let me ask you, who's paying for the food, me or the chef? Well, you are. Then make it my way. I don't want any pink in my fish because parasites are killed by heat. Do you understand that? Dumb-faced idiots don't even understand food. How can they understand politics if they can't even understand the basics of food? One last point on food, which is something that you may find interesting. You'll notice that in some Japanese restaurants, salmon is often served when you get salmon with skin on it, with the skin is charred right down to the top layers of the flesh of the fish. Do you know why? Because there is a parasite that lives just under the skin of salmon, and the Japanese wisely understood it by charring the fish on the outside. They were killing the parasites not only in the skin but also in the top layers of the flesh. That's why they don't eat salmon raw. That's why it was only in America that the Japanese started to use raw salmon in sushi. The Japanese never ate raw salmon in sushi because salmon was notoriously plagued by parasites. So boys and girls, the bottom line is stop eating sushi and stop eating raw fish. It's bad for you. It's a terrible adaptation.